So I'm a big Kierkegaard guy.
Okay.
And Fear and Trembling, for me, was another life-changing book. I probably read it like 2 or 3 years ago for the first time. And I've really struggled to find a better word than absurd. But I think that like the thing that's always missed is that, and this is Kierkegaard's point, that Abraham believed by nature of the absurd. And so it's absurd that God would ask, it's absurd that God would ask for your son, not just for him, but for you to kill him, for you to draw the knife. That's absurd.
Like he's asking for a bad thing.
Right. It's absurd for God to make a garden perfect and then put this most appealing of trees and say, do not eat it.
What kind of a good father would do that?
Yeah, and so to me, I'm always like, why can't you accept that reality might be absurd? And that has been my biggest itchiness from when I speak to kind of my friends who are still in the evangelical camp. It's all this inability it's a lack of epistemic humility. Because when you're epistemically humble, you're actually open to the absurd. And what's absurd is the interruption of the divine into our day-to-day sense reality.
You can't reason with a rationalist that rationalism is irrational. And you can't think your way out of a prison made of thoughts. I'll quote those to people all day, but if you do not have the organ of perception in yourself to even slightly apprehend what I'm talking about, you won't see it. Keep playing your logistician game and arguing for your exclusivist religion of the right side of history, where you and your team are objectively correct about everything. Like, you have to lean into the absurd, dude. That's the unknown. It's truth manifesting in air. When your system, it's the right brain being the master.
And it's the condescension of Christ or condescension of God that allows us to comprehend him in the first place, I would say.
Yes.
And then you read the biblical scholars and like they argue. And I just like found all these things where I was like trying to figure stuff out, and then you go to someone else or you watch YouTube videos or you read books and you're like, oh wait, but there's this other person far smarter than me that disagrees with this person who's far smarter than me. And so like I don't even know the words they're using, but they're disagreeing vehemently, and I'm supposed to somehow, for the sake of my soul, know the right answer here.
Oh my God.
And so that's when I realized like, oh wait, I don't know anything. And if I were to know anything, it would be because God's told me. So I think that kind of getting back to the absurdity, getting back to the childlikeness, getting back to the epistemic humility is probably the work of quote unquote sanctification that I think a lot of the Calvinist, Orthodox, Roman Catholic miss, because you get into your silo and you learn your doctrine and your doxa, your orthopraxis, and that becomes your sanctification. That it's you know the right things, you understand the teachings, you move your body in the right way on Sundays. Like all of these things seem silly if you've ever seen a burning bush.
Yeah, dude. So it's interesting. I don't know. That leads into or makes me think of whatever is happening in this little corner, whatever this thing is, whatever people are benefiting from this, whatever kind of spark or truth or unity is in this thing. That's what happened to me.